place where it just feels completely overwhelming, where it feels like you don't know where to start, you don't know where to turn, you don't know where to go, because everything is a fight. In a toxic relationship, they make you feel as everything is your fault. They make you feel as if they have a voice, you don't have a voice. What they say is right, what you say is wrong, and it's exhausting. Especially when you think about relationships, and when they think about relationships, they desire control. This can be any type of relationship, friendship, parent, partner, whatever. But you want connection, and conversation sometimes about it being, that people say, oh, you hate conflict, you hate conflict. I'm always, I laugh, if somebody goes to therapy about their mom or friend or a partner or something, and somebody, who does like conflict? Who does like conflict? Why would anyone like conflict? I'm super confused. Why would anyone like conflict? And so I always think that's the weirdest statement if people say, oh, you hate conflict. I think we should be more concerned with people who like conflict, right? Who think that's fun, who want the fight, who want to engage in the struggle. But toxic people get very energized from engaging in that struggle. They get very energized in figuring out ways to control you. They're also very decisive, typically, right? The toxic version of people who play the hero. The toxic version of people who play victim, typically not as decisive. But in the case of Mr. or Mrs. Always Right, they're very decisive, okay? So if they have become the voice in your life, and they are very decisive, and you are not as decisive anyway, it's more of your personality, whatever you want, I just want everybody to be happy, you start to lose your way, and they always get their way, and you start to lose your way, and they always get their way, and you start to lose your way, and they always get their way, and they become the voice in your life. And then you set a boundary. You break up, you set boundaries with your mom, you whatever else it is. And then you have to make decisions. Maybe it's a sister trying to figure out how to navigate Christmas. Maybe it's an ex trying to figure out where to navigate schools. Okay? And you have no practice saying this is what I want and figuring out to get it. All your practice has been figuring out what the toxic person wants to avoid conflict. Okay? So you are out of practice in knowing what you want and knowing who you are. And then you have to go into some type of negotiation or something with the toxic person, and it just feels completely overwhelming. You don't know what you want. You just want the fighting to stop. And so if you push off a decision, if you push off a conversation, if you push off whatever, maybe the fighting will stop. Maybe you can get some peace. You don't, because you know it has to be settled, right? And so it's like this running, taxing to-do list on your mind and your soul, and you get overwhelmed. And then you try to push it off, and then you get overwhelmed. And then you think, what's the point? Whatever I say, they're going to say, they're going to be more decisive than me. They're going to be more combative than me. They're going to be more interested in engaging in the struggle, engaging in the conflict with me. Yes, right? And that's the power dynamic, that's the setup as it currently is, because you've had years of practicing it that way. Years of you wanting connection and peace, years of them wanting control, years of them saying this is what we should do, years of you saying, well, okay, that's fine, it's not that big of a deal to me, so I guess I'll give you your way, okay? And then there's some type of major decision that has to be made, and you see how that power dynamic plays into that. And then, somebody says, what are you going to do about it? And you're just like, the world is crashing in on me. Because you've not had any practice in saying, this is what I want, and this is how we're going to get it. You've had practice in, how can I avoid the conflict, which I understand why you want to avoid conflict, and make the toxic person happy, or make them go away. Because it feels as if the only path to peace is making them happy, or letting them have what they want. Okay? But I want you to always think, if you never get in touch with, okay, this is what I really want, this is what's important to me, these are what my priorities are. 1, 2, 3, what are my priorities, right? Then it feels like everything is worth the fight. Figuring out where to go to school can be as important as a stuffed animal. figuring out what time to meet for dinner can feel as important as figuring out the will. It's not the same. But toxic people teach us to lose touch with what we want, lose touch with our voice, lose touch with anything other than trying to keep peace, because it feels like there's never peace. There's not really peace with us pushing it off either. Okay? The only way is through on this, right? But if you figure out what you want and figure out what your priorities are, top 3, it feels way less over the peace I'm willing to fight for. This is a priority for me to fight for. This is I can let go. This is something I really need to get help on, get counsel on, figure out a strategy on, and this piece I can let go. And the best strategy is what has the longest long-term implications, right? The more important the higher it should be on your priority list. If it's something that's just really annoying, this is triggering, this isn't fair, okay, there's this triggering, this isn't fair, goes into one category. And oh my gosh, this is going to have major implications on the rest of my life, goes into another category. Okay? And I don't want you to give up every fight. I do not want you to give up every fight. I recognize how often toxic people want you to engage in battle, but I don't want your life to be a battle. I don't want your life to be a battle. And I don't want you to let everything slip by and nothing is a priority to you. And just the whole strategy be just let them have whatever they want and I'll just shut up so I don't have to deal with it. Because neither of those leads you to happiness, right? Always being in battle, it's going to be exhausting. And always letting them have their way, you already know it. There never gets a point to where they say, gosh, you've been so great. You've let me have my way every time for the last 10 years. Gosh, I am just so grateful to have you. It's not going to happen, right? It's if you gave a child a candy for breakfast for 10 years, and then you're 11, you said, we really need to start eating vegetables. No child is going to say, oh, you know what? I will be happy to eat those vegetables because you've let me have candy for 10 years, right? It's just not going to happen. Toxic people think they deserve to get their way. They think and they don't thank you for giving them the vegetables. They get mad that you haven't given them the candy, that you haven't given them what they want one more time. So if you get into overwhelm, think about those things. Think about breaking into boxes. Is this going to have long-term effects, or is this just triggering me in the moment and it's unfair? Because toxic people are unfair, right? Choose what battles need to be fought, and there are some battles that need to be fought, and then some battles that do not need to be fought. And the longer term impact it has on your life, and if it's something that you can't solve on your own, move it up that priority list. Okay? Hope that helps, and I hope you have a fabulous Sunday.